In this video, I'll discuss loops and array items. Loops are an important part of programming, and like if-else statements, you'll be turning to them pretty quickly and often when you're creating programs in Java. Repetition is an important part of programming, just as in life. For example, think of emptying your clothes dryer. It's unlikely that you'll have just one piece of clothing in the dryer. You'll have many items. So you grab one item, fold it, put it in its proper place, go back, grab another item, fold it, put it in its proper place, and you keep repeating that process until the dryer is empty and all your clothes are folded and put away. In programming, loops are used to repeat blocks of statements, things you have to do, like remove items from a dryer, and loops need to keep looping until an expression is found to be false. For example, if there are no more clothes in the dryer, then there's no more need to look in there and our loop is complete. That's one type of testing condition, using true or false. But we can also establish loops that run a certain number of times. For example, if I have an array with 100 elements, then I want to print each element of that array, which means I have to loop 100 times. The same is true for an array list, which is like an array, but unlike arrays, array lists are dynamic and can change in size. Here we've got a 4-element array called names that contains 4 different string values. The syntax for a for loop is to use the word for and follow it by whatever the looping conditions are enclosed in parentheses. And we're creating a new string inside the parentheses, one called name. The colon between name and names means assign the value of names, our starting array, to name, a variable that we're using for the loop. So here we're saying for 0 to 3 because those are the index values for our string. 0 to 3, loop 4 times. The code block, the commands within the opening and closing braces, will execute 4 times, and in this example there's only one command. Display the words name is, and then the actual name, which in each iteration of the loop is being taken from the array called names, and then assigned to the variable we created for the loop, the variable called name. You can see the output at the bottom of the screen. It's not uncommon that you'll set up a loop to run a set number of times, say 100 times, and then encounter a condition that makes it unnecessary to continue with the loop. You've only hit 55 and something happens where you don't need to continue to 100. You can stop loops, break out of them, using the break keyword. When break is encountered, program execution will move to the first line of code outside and after the for block. This example uses an if statement within the for block. The if statement is executed on each iteration of the loop. So if the purpose of the code is to find out whether any of the scores in the array are equal to or above the passing mark, we set the variable called passed to true and jump out of the loop as soon as the first such score is found. When a score of 12 or more is reached, passed becomes true on line 6, the break is called on line 7, the loop ends, and execution of the program skips to line 10 and continues.